Good day, everybody, and welcome once again in Live and Love Life, where I'm your host and facilitator, RJ Horner. And here we're on a mission, or at least a study, to understand and help build wealth. I'm looking to improve my money situation. And as a means of doing that, I want to know all I can about wealth and why I haven't been achieving wealth up to this date, and what it takes to get to that next level. So we started a study of The Science of Getting Rich, Wallace D. Wattles version. This was written in 1910. Well, this is a modern copy, but it was originally written in 1910. Subtitle is Attracting Financial Success Through Creative Thought. And so we're going to move on to our reading today, and we're now day 7 into our study. But again, I did introduction and prologue, so we're on chapter 6 today. So we're going to move into that now. Chapter 6, The Science of Getting Rich, How Riches Come to You. When I say that you do not have to drive sharp bargains, I do not mean that you do not have to drive any bargains at all, or that you are above the necessity for having any dealings with other people. I mean that you will not need to deal with them unfairly. You do not have to get something for nothing. You can give to every person more than you take from him. You cannot give a person more in cash value than you take from him. But you can give him more in use value than the cash value of the thing you take from him. The paper, ink, and other material in this book may not be worth the money you paid for it. But if the ideas in this book bring you thousands of dollars, you have not been wronged by those who sold it to you. They have given you a great use value for a small cash value. Let us suppose that I own a picture, which in any civilized community is worth thousands of dollars. I take it to the Baffin Bay, and by salesmanship induce an Eskimo to give a bundle of furs worth $500 for it. I have really wronged him because he has no use for the picture. It has no value to him. It will not add to his life. But suppose I give him a gun worth $50 for his furs. Then he has made a good bargain. He has use for the guns. It will get him more furs and much food. It will add to his life in every way. It will make him rich. When you rise from the competitive to the creative plane, you can scan your business transactions very strictly. If you see that you are selling a person anything which does not add more to his life than the thing he gives you in exchange, you can afford to stop it. You do not have to beat anyone in business. And if you are in a business which does not beat people, get out of it at once. If you are in a business which does beat people, get out of it at once. Get every person more in use value than you take from him in cash value. Then you are adding to the life of the world. Give every person more in use value than you take from him in cash value. Then you are adding to the life of the world with every business transaction. If you have people working for you, you must take from them more in cash value than you pay them in wages. But you can organize your business so that it will be filled with the principle of advancement. Thus, each employee who wishes to do so may advance a little every day. You can make your business do for your employees what this book is doing for you. You can conduct your business so that it will be a ladder by which every willing employee may climb to riches himself. And it is not your fault if he does not accept the opportunity. Even though you can cause your riches to come out of the formless substance which permeates all of your environment, it does not follow that your fortune will immediately take shape from the atmosphere and come into being before your eyes. If you want a sewing machine, for instance, I would suggest that before you impress the thought of a sewing machine on the thinking substance, you first make sure that the image of the machine is clearly formed in your mind. If you want a sewing machine, hold the mental image of it with the most positive certainty that it is being made or is on its way to you. After once forming the thought,
Have the absolute and unquestioning faith that the sewing machine is coming. Never speak of it, never think of it or speak of it without feeling confident that it will arrive. Claim it as already yours. It will be brought to you by the power of the supreme intelligence, acting upon the minds of men. If you live in Maine, it will be that a person will be brought from Texas or Japan to engage in some transaction, which will result in your getting what you want. If so, the whole matter will be as much to that person's advantage as it is to yours. Do not forget for a moment that the thinking substance is in everything, communicating with everything, and able to influence everything. The desire of the thinking substance for more life and better living has caused the creation of all the sewing machines that have ever been made, and it can cause the creation of millions more. It will do so whenever people set in motion by desire and faith and by acting in the certain way. You can certainly have a sewing machine in your house. You can have anything you want as long as you use it for the advancement of your own life and for the lives of others. You need not hesitate about asking largely. It is your Father's pleasure to give you the kingdom, said Jesus. The original substance wants to live as much as possible in you. It wants you to have all that you can or will use for the living of the most abundant life. Your faith becomes invincible if you fix upon your consciousness the fact that the desire you feel for the possession of riches is one with the desire of the supreme power for more complete expression. Once I saw a little boy sitting at a piano and vainly trying to bring harmony out of the keys. I saw that he was grieved and provoked by his inability to play real music. I asked him why he was unhappy, and he answered, I can feel the music in me, but I can't make my hands go right. The music in him was the use of the original substance, containing all the possibilities of all life. All that there is of music was seeking expression through the child. God, the one substance, is trying to live and do and enjoy things through humanity. He is saying, I want hands to build the wonderful structures, to play divine harmonies, to paint glorious pictures. I want feet to run my errands, eyes to see my beauties, tongues to tell mighty truths, and to sing marvelous songs. All that is possible in seeking expression through human beings. God wants those who can play music to have the instruments they need, to have the means to cultivate their talents to the fullest extent. He wants those who can appreciate beauty to be able to surround themselves with beautiful things. He wants those who can discern truth to have every opportunity to travel and observe. He wants those who can appreciate dress to be beautifully clothed, and those who can appreciate good food to be luxuriously fed. He wants all these things because he enjoys and appreciates them. It is God who wants to play and sing and enjoy beauty and proclaim truth and wear fine clothes and eat good foods. It is God that worketh in you to do will and to do. Sorry, let's try that again. It is God that worketh in you to will and to do, said Paul. The desire you feel for riches is the infinite, seeking to express himself in you as he sought to find expression in the little boy at the piano. You need not hesitate to ask largely. Your part is to focus and express the desires of God. This is a difficult point with most people. They retain something of the old idea that poverty and self-sacrifice are pleasing to God. They look upon poverty as a part of the plan, as a necessity of the nature. They have the idea that God has finished his work and has made all that he can make, that the majority of humanity must stay poor because there is not enough to go around. People hold to this erroneous thought so much that they feel ashamed to ask for wealth. They try not to want more than a very modest competence, just enough to make them fairly comfortable. I recall now the case of one student who was told that he must see in his mind a clear picture of the things he desired so that the creative thought of them might be impressed on the formless substance. He was a very poor man, living in a rented house, having only what he earned from day to day. He could not grasp the fact that all wealth was his. Therefore, after thinking the matter over, he decided that he might reasonably ask for a new rug for the floor of his best room and an anthracite coal stove to heat the house during the cold winter. Following the instructions given in this book, he obtained these things in a few months. Then it dawned upon him that he had not asked enough. He went through the house in which he lived and planned all the improvements he would like to make in it. He mentally added a bay window here and a room there. He continued until it was a complete in his mind as his ideal home, and then he planned its furnishings. Holding the whole picture in his mind, he began living in a certain way and moving toward what he wanted. He owns the house now and is rebuilding it according to his mental image. Now, with still larger faith, he is proceeding to get greater things. It has been unto him according to his faith, and it is so with you and with all of us. So that's the reading of chapter 6 today. I hope you've grasped the message in it. I certainly have. Now, there's actually several messages in this chapter. The first of which is we have to want it. If there's something out there that is begging to us, it's calling to us, we have to want it. We have to have a desire for it. And then once we want it, we have to go out there and seek it in one way or another. We have to imagine it in our mind. We've said this already from beginning chapters or earlier chapters. We have to imagine it in our mind. Imagine it fully as being ours, as possessing it. And I'll use an example here because, first of all, I'm progressing with my business because I'm learning different things about wealth, but because I have an idea in mind and I'm talking to people about this idea, and it's developing slowly, of course, but it is developing into the project that it's meant to be. But then, of course, there's my wife, who she's the designer of the house, and I'm glad this came about because in the story, because my wife, once she gets something in her mind, it's set. It's going to happen because she doesn't take no for an answer. She doesn't accept the fact that it cannot happen. Maybe that's one of the reasons I'm so far in debt, because I borrowed in order to pay for certain things like this. But again, it was in her mind that this was going to happen. This was what she wanted, and she was going to get it. And she often gets what she wants. But that's my mission too, is to give my wife what she wants. That's one way I can make her happy and make her, feel joy and help contribute to her life. So I do everything I can to give her what she wants. And so she just has to manifest it. She just has to think about it, and things began to happen for her. So we have to have a desire for it. We have to think about it. We have to imagine it to its fullest. But then we have to imagine that it's ours, and there's no reason that we shouldn't have it. It belongs to us. It's out there, and the universe or God or whatever omnipotent power, we all believe in a higher consciousness. Whatever consciousness that may be or how you define it, it's still, it wants you to be all that you can be, to have everything that you want. I think that's the lesson today, is that whatever we want, whatever joy we want to experience, whatever is going to make us happy, we are meant to experience it, because it makes the universe that much greater and that much happier. So I think that's our message today, is that we have to want it, we have to think about it and imagine it beyond just a thought. We have to imagine it as wholly existing, as it belonging to us. Even picture it in all its detail. My wife certainly does that with the designing. She pictures what she wants this house to look like. Even my office was designed to a certain degree. I've said, look, this is my office. It has to look like me. It has to, but I mean, all the whites and everything, and the little blue, drapery over my chair. These are all things that my wife imagined, my wife pictured, and they came about. And my wife, my house is a lot better style than my office is because I wanted a little manly flair in my office. But again, these are all things she imagined. She imagined them to the fullest. She imagined them as being, and then she created them according to that being or that imagination or that thought process. So that's the lesson we've got so far. First of all, we deserve to have it. It belongs to us. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's to be, it's up to me, right? You have to want it. You have to go out there and try and achieve it. You have to work for it. Again, you can't do nothing. Things won't come to you if you don't do anything to achieve them. But if you want them, they will come to you. And again, it comes through a desire to have them and the thought that it belongs to you, that you deserve to have them, and working towards that thought. Some effort put forth towards that thought. Now, it also mentioned in today's chapter, you don't have to rip anybody off. You don't have to cheat anybody. You don't have to be dishonest or try and, you know what? They have what I want. I'm going to take it. You can't do that and still be a genuine, positive soul. So don't worry about trying to take from somebody else. My mentors, again, this is one of the reasons I'm studying this book, because my mentors released a new copy. And I've told you, they're givers. They just, Sunil and Cora, they give 10 times forward. They have given to me far more than I'm giving back to them. And I'm trying to give back to them because, again, they have helped put me on this path. They have helped put me on the path to riches, on the path to wealth. They've created in me a desire to achieve that. They've created in me a belief that I can have that, that I deserve that. And they've also given me tools, especially in the re-release of this book. They've also given me many tools, not just this one, to help me understand and to help me utilize and build my path to wealth. And that's working. It is happening. I have several avenues that I'm exploring that really are going to build wealth within me and for my family, and then for others at large, right? I'm helping to use it to build this community, to help do more for this community, live and love life. So the fact that they're giving to me on such a large scale allows me to give to others. And that's why I'm promoting this book. That's why I'm promoting them. That's also why I'm studying wealth building. I'm studying it for myself. I want to achieve financial success. And I've used creative thought. I'm a thinker, but I haven't used it in the right mode. I haven't used it to the right purpose. So I'm studying it for myself, and that's why I'm recording it and doing lives so that I can help empower other people to achieve these same things. I highly recommend, if you haven't read this copy, the language is outdated. It's a little hard to read. There's a lot of things written in here that you really don't have to, read because it's hard to understand. Again, my mentors, Sunil and Cora, will post the link here because I want you to get this book. It's written for modern times. It's written with men and women in mind, not just men, which was the prominent thinking back in the 1900s, is that men ruled the world and men were supposed to work and men were the achievers. But that's no longer the case. In fact, now it seems to take two incomes, a male and a female, or a couple, sorry, not just male and a female, sorry, that I went wrong right there, because couples can be anything. They can be even friends who want to live together and associate, and maybe, roommates, things like that, that it takes almost two incomes to survive in this modern era. We've just gotten to a place where everybody wants stuff, and because everybody wants, there's a high demand. Because there's a high demand, everything costs more. So it just costs too much to live. And we work too hard. We struggle. We cannot make it happen for ourselves. So I'm learning these tools and I'm sharing them here with you. I will move on from this to study something else. This wealth study that I'm talking about is not just about the science of getting rich. In fact, even my mentors, Sunil and Cora, they tell us that wealth is not just about money. It's about having the life you want. And that's what we do here in Live and Love Life. We help you build the life you love to live. So it's not just about money. It's really about all the things that we want to enjoy in life. But it seems you can't have those without money. Everything you want costs money. It costs something. Um, you know what? My wife and I were on holidays in a couple weeks. We talked about going to the Center Island for the day. Even that, where we're going to maybe bring a picnic with us. Um, but we've got to go travel to downtown Toronto, which is going to cost some money. Whether we decide to drive there and park our car, which costs a lot of money, then we've got to pay for the ferry to go across to the island. Um, Food and drinks while we're there, whatever we decide, whether it's picnic, which we make at home, or we buy something there. Either way, it's going to cost some money. So that journey, that trip is probably going to cost us about 50 to 100 bucks just for the two of us to go down and spend a day at the island. And that's being cheap depending on what we buy for food and depending on, what we do to travel. So that's being on the reserved side. If we can keep it to 100 bucks, I'd be impressed, because everything out there costs money. It costs something. So why not have the money to do those things you would love to do, right? Again, spending a day together with my wife on a picnic at a park is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful moment to enjoy, but it's going to cost something. Let's just say we didn't want to go to the island. Let's just say we wanted to go into the woods and have a picnic, right? A private moment, intimate, quiet. We still have to go there. So it's going to cost some gas because we got to go there in our car. We don't have anything local that we may walk to. But then we're going to have food and drink. So that's, again, even if we bring it from home, it costs money. So, I mean, we could probably reduce that amount to like $20 or $30 if we didn't want to go down to Toronto Island. But again, Center Island is a beautiful place. Lots of things happening there. It's really relaxing and enjoying, especially driving across on the ferry. So that's a nice day to enjoy with a couple. So, or a family or whoever you're going to go with. But again, this is for my wife and I to spend some quality time together. And so that will cost money, but you've got to have the money to enjoy that, right? So that's what I'm getting at, is everything we want to do in life costs money, and we deserve that life. The universe wants us to have that life. So again, we're going down to the island because we pictured it. This is what we wanted to do. So we're going to make this happen, right? We've imagined it. We know what that day is going to bring about for us, and we're working towards that. That's the process. I think we've learned that much so far, is that life exists. Life is about enjoyment. Life is about continuously getting better. Life is about truly enjoying what you want to do. It's enjoying the life you love to live. So that's our lesson for today in Science of Getting Rich. I'm going to post the link for the modern copy from Sunil Tulsiani and Cora Cristobal. They're the authors of this new book. It's $27, but you get audios, videos, gift certificates for their programs. They really, again, they're givers. You get a lot more than a $27 value. Again, if this book costs, $10 or $15, I plan on utilizing this book to make my fortune. So this book is worth a lot more than $10 or $15 that I'm spending for it. So again, $27 for video lessons, audio lessons, a digital book, a physical copy of the book. So you really get a lot of value for $27. I should also mention that if you buy multiple copies, like buy one for a friend or your kids, or for a business partner or a client, or buy a lot and give them out to your clients, because again, this is valuable information in these books, folks. So if you do buy more than one copy, you'll get access to their workshop, which is happening August 22nd. That's a free workshop that they're offering only for people who purchase multiple copies. I've already purchased a couple copies, so I'll be at that workshop. Again, I'm trying to make or maximize my value from this program. So I want you to have it, and I will make sure the links are available here. But really, the idea is we're studying the science of getting rich, because I want to be rich myself, and I want the world to be rich. The more people around me who are rich, the more things we can enjoy, the more we can enjoy life together. I think one of the things that's going on with our world right now is also that we're so negative because we have little, we lack, we have lacking. We're not thinking with abundant thinking right now. And if we can change that, if we can improve that situation and help people enjoy more and help people have a better life, then we can live a better life. We can build a life we love to live. That's our mission here in Live and Love Life. My vision is working together for a better tomorrow. And my mission is to help you build a life you love to live. I'm RJ Horner. I'm going to continue this wealth study, even beyond these books. I'll be moving on to another study concept after this. So this wealth study is not going to stop because I want to be wealthy, and therefore I want you to be wealthy. So thank you for joining me today. I will make that available to you in the coming days, in the coming, it'll be available in the links. I'll make sure you have access to it. So please get your copy or multiple copies of the book, The Science of Getting Rich, from Cora Cristobal and Sunil Tulsiani. Thank you for joining me today. Again, I hope it's been informative. Please visit us for more at our website. In fact, for our website link with this program is www.live-love-life.ca/SOGR. www.live-love-life.ca/SOGR to get your copy of this book. Please comment below. You know what I mean? Did you enjoy this video? Was it informative? Let's have your thoughts. Is there something that stood out to you? Is there something that you didn't think was good information? Is it, are you contrary? Is there contrary? Let's talk about this. So add your comments in the videos below. And then come back tomorrow. We're going to continue our study. I'm RJ Horner, host and facilitator for Live and Love Life. Better days ahead.